On December 27th, 2017, the Pacific Northwest shooting sports community lost one of the greats, Jim Findlay, AKA Jim the Plumber. Jim was a really good friend of mine, and he was like a brother, and he was a mentor. And if you've watched much of the videos here on Ultimate Reloader, he was a familiar face. He was the guy that got me hooked on long-range shooting, and spent a lot of good times with Jim, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate the life and accomplishments of Jim the Plumber. James Arthur Findlay, aka Jim the Plumber, was born on November 17th, 1959. He lived in a few places in his life, but East Wenatchee, Washington was his home. Jim lived life to the fullest. He loved motorcycles, guns, hunting, and pretty much anything outdoors. He took extreme pride in his trade as a plumber and was recognized for his craftsmanship and work ethic. He took it upon himself to learn everything he could about rifles, pistols, and shotguns. Over the years, he amassed quite a collection of firearms, from small pistols all the way up to one of his favorites, a Barrett 50 BMG rifle.
Right down the hole, baby.
Woo!
Wow! You want to give it a try?
Please.
Jim was super invested in his community and helped to make the North Central Washington Gun Club, his gun club, the great facility and community that it is today. He spent countless hours at the gun range and even has one of the ranges named after him, the Findlay Range. Jim was truly one of the good guys. He was always up for an adventure. He had a great attitude. He didn't linger on bad feelings. And he was incredibly generous with his time and his firearms and his equipment and his ammunition. Jim was always there with his 50 BMG rifle to show people a good time. And if the punishment wasn't too intense, he was always there ready to hand you another 50 BMG shell. It was just amazing fun to be with Jim. Jim also gave a lot to the precision rifle community. Jim's match, the Findlay Cup, is the longest running match in the Pacific Northwest and will continue to honor his name. He was really good at spotting talent. In fact, he knew a couple guys named Jesse Riddell and Travis Riddell and really saw something. He saw a couple of guys that had a lot of aptitude and capability, and he got them to shoot in a precision rifle match. Well, they won the match. Jesse and Travis have built a business called Arbros Rifles, and one of Jim's favorite rifles, his 5x47 Lapua, is an Arbros rifle. And I just have a lot of really good memories of him doing amazing things with that rifle. Jim loved to be out on his 66-acre property in central Washington. He could shoot to 800 yards, hunt, and be with the friends and family that he cared about. I would say Jim felt an almost spiritual connection with his land. It truly was a place he was in tune with and had big dreams for. Jim loved his family, and it was a big one. He had 6 brothers and a single sister. Jim talked frequently about how proud he was of his daughter, Shayla. Of course, he shot and hunted with her and was her rock in life, someone to look up to and to depend on in rough times. We could use more people like Jim in the shooting sports community. He was humble, knowledgeable, action-oriented, and kind. Jim was 90% go and 10% show. His idea of tactical gear was Carhartts and work gloves, but he loved his high-end match rifle. Jim was one of the greats. Jim's last day was truly a great one. He spent it hunting, fishing, and shooting with friends in his favorite stomping grounds. He had the time of his life that day, including the standard offhand 50 BMG shots, this time taken from a boat. Jim was taken quickly by a heart attack that evening, and I'm glad he didn't suffer. I'm going to miss Jim for decades to come, and I know a lot of others will as well. Each day I'm inspired by Jim to be the good guy and give back to the shooting sports community. Thanks, Jim. It was great knowing you.